I'm gonna keep this short. Here's the weapons of Vail. But I already showed off utilities like grenades and thermite, how it's good for area denial, but you need to watch out yourself. But we're in this mode, so oh shit, I still take damage. Yeah, that does that. I guess we'll start off with let's go down the line. So yeah, we're starting off with the MK. So this gun, 30 round mags. It's used by most great players because it's the only gun to have a headshot multiplier. This is a one shot to the head for most ranges, except for like longer range maps like Volt. You can hit body shots pretty easily, headshots pretty easily. There's not really much recoil. If you stand still, then it pretty much just hits wherever the actual cross is pointing. If you start walking forwards, then there's actual recoil. Jumping, like on every gun here, where's the elevated ledge right here? But jumping will always make a massive spread, especially the jump pads, so never use those. But look at that spread. You never want to jump if you're given the option. 31 round magazines. Not much recoil, very fast firing. I think it's 2 shots to the head to kill. It's very fast firing, not incredibly accurate. But it's an SMG, that's to be expected. Walking forward gives it a little bit of recoil, just like the MK. There's already a good bit of recoil on it. Which this thing is basically always going to hit where you're pointing. If you can learn to pull the bolt back fast, then it's good. But it's simple. One shot to the upper chest. So here, I'll show you. Right here, it would be a 2 shot. If it goes up here, anywhere past the biceps is going to be a 1 shot. So right here on my character model where my hand is, that's going to be a 1 shot. Unlike all the other weapons that I've shown, actually has a good bit of recoil standing still. I'll show on this wall. So you can see it has a good bit of muzzle climb to it. Okay, here I'll show on this wall. This is without moving my hand at all. You also actually have to hit the tab. Without moving my hand at all, you can see the muzzle climb. So, tip for this gun, I'll show Will this is still up. You aim, oh shit, oh well. Oh, you aim for the upper chest right there, and then you let the recoil bring it up. Instead of just aiming directly for the head. And then we've got the Vitesse, which it's a gun. Very small. I'm gonna put that over my shoulder. But it's very small, fast firing weapon. I'm gonna go back to the armory to get the stuff back. Okay, now we have this back. So we got the Vitesse, which we're gonna spawn a new one. But it's a fast-firing little weapon. Not much recoil to it. If we go to the wall, without moving my hand, it gets a pretty good, consistent grouping. Ignore the one on the right. That one was... So yeah, pretty consistent little grouping. If you're trying to hit headshots, note this is a, I think, 2 or 3 shot to the head. So it's not incredibly fast-firing, but not incredibly shitty. But one important thing to note is this, in some situations, is better than the MK, which is the most used weapon in the game by new players and competitive players alike. Because this one, only gun to have the multiplier to the head, this one is actually used not as much, but still pretty used among the pro player base, because it doesn't have as harsh of damage drop-off, unlike the MK. And also, just having a mini AK in your hands is really freaking cool. I would recommend, if you're using any shotgun, to have a hollow sight, because it shows a pretty, gives you an idea of where your grouping is going to be. But this one is the only one that I would bother with, unless you want fun. I am horrible with the pump action though, but it gets pretty consistent groupings, and there's recoil to it, obviously. It's a shotgun, it's going to have a ton of recoil. But hitting headshots on this, I don't really have tips because I don't use it. I would say it could go toe-to-toe with Vector, which is one of the best ones SMGs in game, but tip for headshots, just hit the head, just only aim for the head, because you're going to be aiming decently far. This game does actually understand the range of shotguns, kind of. Because here, if I go back here, and then aim at the head, you see it's still hitting consistently on the head. Next, we have the UMP, which I don't use this gun, so I don't have tips for it, and that's a broken texture. This one is meant to be fume. Broken texture and broken model, okay. But SMG's got, I think, it doesn't have too much recoil. So yeah, that group length without moving my arm around. My front arm, I'll extend it out fully just to make sure that's... But yeah, you can see pretty consistent grouping. I don't really have a tip for this one. I don't use it much. It's a single fire weapon. But if you rapid fire it, you can rapid fire it. And you can see it goes flying up. Can I interact with safety at all? No, okay. But stick to this one, just aim for the head. It's slightly different to the bolt action, I think. It does not have as harsh of damage drop-off as any other weapon. But it does. I don't think it one-shots to the upper chest, but it does one-shot to the head. Next, we have my personal weapon that I use. This one, which, tip for it, I do believe it has a bit of recoil to it. It does. So tip for it is aim for, see where I'm aiming right there? Upper chest. Recoil brings it upwards. That's pretty much the range I want to be fighting. Simple bullpup weapon. A lot of good players use it because it's short range. Not short range, but good and close. Then we got the pump. We got the pump action, which is pump action. Tip for this one, if you don't aim for the head, you're done. But another quick tip is don't rack it where you're just moving your front arm. Rack it where you move your back arm forwards and your front arm backwards at the same time, so it looks like that. It hurts, and you also have to be careful to not do that. We're gonna spawn another one of those. But you want to be able to rack it like that. If you watch War, he got good at aiming like that, and that's how he uses this. Which, really nice thing. Not a bit of recoil to this weapon. Here, I'll try to make my aim more steady. No recoil. Nothing. And it fires really, really fast. So you can just... You don't really need to aim for it. Though, quick thing, this one should only be used in close range because it's just that fast firing. And also that much damage drop off. Like, that range would be good, but if I step back to be like over here, suddenly my bullets are going to do absolutely nothing to the guy. AK-12, which is one of the best ARs in the game. As you can see, there is some recoil. So, again, aim for the upper chest. With the recoil just upwards. Damn it. Also, quick tip for this one. Its safety does differ from the AK and 303. This is where it is, opposed to this side. But it starts out originally being 7. But you can... Where's the safety on this thing? Yeah, the safety is broken, but the safety is right here. But it can go. Full auto, I believe that this is the most recoil. from any full auto weapon in the game. So only use full auto in close range. And if you want to hit headshots with full auto in far range, just do this. Okay, that might be a bit exaggerated downwards, but you see... You aim for the feet if you want to hit headshots in full auto. That's gonna... That'll be fun for you guys. Now we're moving on to the pistols. We got the G17. But this one, it doesn't have much of any recoil. I do believe... Yeah, it's just my aim being shitty. So, it doesn't have that bad of a spread. And just only aim for heads with pistols. Just nope, my aim flicks around a lot with pistols. I'm not great with them. Then we got PL-14. This is my personal one. It does not have really any spread. Increased accuracy, increased damage over range. And you can spam fire it if you know how. Will you hit any shots from spam firing? No, not really. But you can spam fire it. This one, PM9, you cannot attach any sights to, also is incredibly fast firing with incredibly high speed. Look at that thing. I think that's, yeah, 26 rounds in a very short amount of time. But, so only use this one, close range. If you try far range, it's going to be a nightmare. Yeah. Some maps are actually pretty long range. If you try to use this, then you're gonna... Most of the bolts just won't pass the thing. But you do actually have to pull the bolt back on this one. There's no getting around that. But, tip, this one's also 1, 2, 3 shots to the head, just so you know. You have to hit 3 headshots to get a kill. So if you decide to gold this for some reason, just note that. This one is one of the more deadly pistols in the game. But it's a it's got... Oh wow, is that... But if you spam fire any pistol, no, this is gonna have bad spread. Yeah, this one gets bad spread the faster you spam fire it. But you're not gonna be spam firing this one much anyways. But it can hit headshots pretty reliably. And if you decide to hit body shots, it's only a 3 shot to the body. Revolver. This one's very annoying to use. Holy fuck, another broken skin. But, no, this one is decently accurate. No, it isn't. Never mind. Okay, no, it's smack on the dot every time, okay. But, note, this thing has a trigger delay, so I'm gonna pull the, so when I pull the trigger back, you can see the hammer comes back and then goes forwards. I don't know why they don't allow you to pull the hammer back, but they don't. Damn. Unlucky in Russian roulette. But yeah. It's a revolver, it's really bad. Don't use it. Then you got the Deagle, which is honestly really hard to use. You're really not going to use this one until you're at max level, max prestige, because it's the last gun that you unlock, and it's also on the last level. But look at that round, that's big. But you fire it, it's got a ton of recoil, so you gotta fire it slow. And if you spam fire it, it's just... Yeah. Tips for golding, aim for the head, wait a very, very long time for it to come down. And I do believe this one's a 2 shot to the body, 1 shot to the head. Yeah. Anyway, that's all the weapons. Then we got tacticals, which I've already showed off.